Bud Light Monday Night Live show. My drink says we are at Pibb's Pub. It is all brought to you by Bud Light and our friends here at Pibb's Pub. And we have, tonight was going to be one of the most difficult interviews I've ever done. The sting is still there, and we are appreciative that Mark Clayton has joined us, but I am appreciative that Drew Forrester is also here tonight to try to make some sense of this, because it's not like 4 hours this morning didn't talk you out of anything, right?
I didn't have to do all the talking, everybody else did it. I just listened.
Well, since 10 o'clock this morning, we have learned that Brian Billick will be back for the 2008 season. You can boo, cheer, throw tomatoes. I am a Brian advocate, therefore I take a lot of abuse on our website. But we'll talk about Brian Billick and more. Please give it up. Very difficult circumstance to come out doing 2 radio shows tonight, keeping me and Ray Lewis on an equal plane. Mark Clayton is with us tonight. Charm City tour tonight. You leaving here and going to do with Stan Charles and Rex Barney and Ted Patterson too, or what? I mean,
no.
Well, I mean, I gotta tell you, it's tough to come out after last night. I mean, I would think the last thing you really want to do tonight is talk about last night. I mean, I know that's the last thing I want to do tonight is talk to you about last night, right?
Yeah, exactly. But it happened, so let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Drew, go ahead. Let's talk about it.
I guess, and I asked Brian this at the press conference. Was there any indication, because I don't know what you guys were like before the New England game, was there any indication when you got to the stadium last night and you were in the locker room that what was about to transpire would transpire? Was there any weird feeling at all, or did you think business is normal?
No, when I got to the locker room, I didn't think that, I look at the scoreboard at halftime. Or actually, at the end of the first quarter, and I played Madden a lot.
It's never that bad in Madden.
The score never gets that bad in Madden.
It's never that bad. Because if it gets that bad, you just start again.
Yeah.
Right?
So new game. It's kind of like when you're playing a card game, right? You just scrap it.
Card game. In Madden, well, yeah.
If you can't win at solitaire, you just look, see, make sure nobody's cheating. You start a new game. Exactly.
So in Madden, there's this worldwide rule, and if you go down 21-0,
spin rule.
It's skunk. You get dubbed.
All right.
And we call it dub. And we were dubbed in the first quarter. Unfortunately, you couldn't turn that one off.
But the fans did. The fans did. The fans said, whatever, they dubbed it, you're out. We're out of here. That's it.
No indication at all that, the score would be that ridiculous that early and end up like it was.
When I left at halftime, I was wet, my wife was sick, she's not out here tonight, and I went home, I wanted to blog, and I wanted to watch the game on TV, again, just to see what the hell happened, and I came home and I started the game from the beginning at halftime. I didn't end until about 1 in the morning. And, as I was watching it, going through the second time, I started to hear the announcers, and the one thing that was said at halftime, and it wasn't Collinsworth, it might have been Costas, about mailing it in. And he's, the first comment was, they're mailing it in. And I got to thinking about this, and I've been around the players since you were back in high school or junior high, 12 years of doing this. The notion that in the NFL you would mail it in is ludicrous to me, because A, you're on national TV, every one of your coaches is going to know whether you're mailing it in. Every one of your teammates is going to know you're mailing it in. And let's be honest, when you're 4-9, half the guys on the field last night are playing for their jobs next year, playing for an audition with another team, a free agent contract, or for your own coaches. If you're mailing it in, and in fact Brian Billick knows that you're mailing it in, or the coaches can see it on tape, it's that old Jaworski thing, the eye in the sky does not lie. I don't know that I ever see NFL teams mail it in, because there's too much at stake, and I don't think you ever want to be accused. You'd rather be accused of being Bart Scott, hot-headed, throwing the flag at the end, caring too much, than being a guy who's out there mailing it in at the end of the game, because that will come back to haunt you if you do mail it in, if any guy mails it in.
That's tough. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for each individual as far as mailing it in or not, but every action has its consequences. And as you said, can't too much good, I guess, come from mailing it in. And unfortunately, I don't know. I mean, I know that when we're out there and we were actually moving the ball and getting first down, putting the drive together somewhat. I can't say that, you know, our guys are milling the game.
Was the game plan thrown out the window? I mean, you know, at the end of the game when you're running offense with Kyle and then later with Troy, same things you put in the beginning of the week,
right.
other maybe passing a little bit more than you would have.
Right. Yeah, we were in our game plan. I mean, we were still in our game plan. We didn't just, you know, throw this out. We got to, you know, remanufacture everything that we've done to do something to get the ball down the field. No, we stuck with our game plan. You know, the entire game, we were able to, you know, put 7 on the board or whatever.
To the secondary on our side of the ball. Obviously, Samari and Chris, there's a reason they make all that money. There's a reason they're first-round draft picks. There's a reason you want to go out and give Samari all this money in free agency and bring him in. And to step down the second team, I think there's a fine line between a guy not being good enough on a specific play and somebody mailing it in, so to speak. I think last night it was almost they were that good and our second team just couldn't get there. And I guess you practice against those guys all the time. Just give me some thoughts on the difference between you being a 5'9", 5'10" receiver, going out, even in a 95-degree day out in Westminster, and playing against a David Pittman or any young player versus playing against a Chris McAllister or Champ Baylor, some of the guys you played against. What makes the premier cornerback a premier cornerback? Because I think we've all seen this year, going through this, the difference between a first-string cornerback and a second-string cornerback. And every time a cornerback gets this kind of money, we understand the quarterback, we understand the running back, to some degree we understand the left tackle protects the quarterback, and Suggs gets after the quarterback. You know the big money guys, but a lot of people don't understand, yeah, we'll just bring any corner in. Get a guy in the second or third round and bring him in. There is a considerable drop-off at that position between starters and backup guys.
Yeah, Buffalo, any position I feel is tough. And the difference between the elite and just an average player, one, they don't bring you into the NFL if physically they don't believe you can perform or be a help to their organization in the NFL. And when you get here, the transition is, you know, you've been able to study, prepare, and then have confidence in the ability that you do have and that they know you have, which is the reason why you're here, and going out there and just letting it loose. And the guys that are the elite, they play freely. Because one, they're prepared. They don't have to worry about, you know, the game plan, what's my part, where I'm supposed to be. They don't have to worry about that. All you do is adjust to what you see the other team doing. And I don't know what we're talking about. We were talking about just driving your car. When you drive your car and you're comfortable in your car, you've been driving the car for, you know, who knows how many years. You get in the car, you know how to start. You know how to put it in drive, put it in reverse, go, you know, on the road. All I got to pay attention to the other traffic, not what I'm doing. And it's the same, like in the game. When I first got here, it was tough for me to really just look at the defense the entire time because I'm still kind of hesitant.
Learning the offense. You're learning the offense.
You're learning,
right.
Okay, yeah, I got this route. Oh, if they do this, I got to do it. Now is I line up. What coverage do they? Okay, I see them. Or I'll see some linebackers, you know, stacked to the left, so I know the safety is going to fill this little void. They're going to go to a cover 3, so I know what route I got. But it is at the snap of a...
But isn't that what makes Peyton Manning, as good as you think you are on the outside knowing what you're supposed to do, Peyton Manning knows what everybody's doing.
Exactly. That's why Peyton, Brady, and whatever the quarterback is up there is who they are, because they sit there and they can anticipate and see the entire field, knowing what my guys are going to do, and change them if I need to, according to what I see on the defense. Then
they're engineers to some degree.
By far.